welcome to Football Friday Night, sponsored by Bojangles and Universal Windows Direct. I'm Nate Wembley, joined by Cam Gaskins. After a week where we only had 2 games last Friday due to Hurricane Helene, we have a big show tonight. Highlights of 13 games, yes!
And not just 13 games, some really important conference games on tap, including Cuthbertson at Sun Valley, Union Academy at North Stanley, Mount Pleasant at South Stanley, Monroe at Forest Hills, and the Universal Windows Direct Football Friday Night Game of the Week, Crest at South Point.
Hey, but we start tonight with East Meck at Butler as the Bulldogs honored one of their greatest coaches in program history tonight at the Dog Pound. Butler dedicated the field to longtime coach Brian Hill, state championship coach with 131 wins, and molded a lot of boys into men at that school, a honor well deserved for Coach Hales. Butler had a fast start tonight behind their special teams and defense. The D had East number early. Tyler Dent with the tackle for loss here. Eagles punting, and it finds the hands of the Quadre Currents. He makes one cut, and he is gone for the touchdown. They also returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown. Butler up 14-0. East moved the ball well at times tonight once they settled in. A nice gain here by Amir Dreesy, 23 yards, but they couldn't turn that gain into points. Meanwhile, Coach Glenwood Fairby's team had to play without starting quarterback Zach Lawrence, who got hurt on the first offensive play of the game for Butler. They ran a lot of the Wildcat with Jaden Williams in the backfield, 22 yards on the game right here. That set up this touchdown pass from Tyler Drewsbeck to Currents. All Butler tonight as they won this one 46-0. Butler is now 3-0 in Southwestern 4A.